Back of the van. Hello and welcome to the Back of the Van podcast. Steve Kerslake here with Atul Jewitt. Jewitt, not Jewitt. He's really in my head now. Atul Jewitt, Project Director, Balfour Beatty. Atul, thank you for having us today and thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me, yeah.
I got in touch with Atul just before Christmas. We met over the last couple of years and said to him, I want to come on and speak with you guys on the jobs that you're doing, and so here we are. This morning was Lower Thames Crossing.
That's right, yeah.
And this afternoon was the M20, just name for the works?
Yeah, M20, movable barrier. All linked with Project Brock.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's Project Rock then? What's that one?
So Project Brock is...
What's the Rock?
There's a problem at the Port of Dover. They use the M20 as a lorry park. So that all the lorries get stacked up and it just frees up the local area so that we don't have lorries strewn across the southeast of England. And
this would work perfect.
That's the theory, yeah.
Good stuff. So you go around, you look after numerous jobs, but these are two biggest ones at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, so enabling works for Lower Thames Crossing. We'll call it pre-enabling works for Lower Thames Crossing, because that's going through the approval process with government at the moment.
Yep.
And then this job on the M20 down here in sunny Kent.
Yeah. So this one, towards the end of it now, is it? This one? Are we coming towards?
Yeah. So this has had 3 or 4 sort of iterations.
Is it? Yeah.
We're trying to get another package of work off the ground. So it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. And Lower Thames Crossing is, like I say, not even started, is it really? It's,
Yeah. So right at the early stages. Before construction starts, need to understand the sort of air and noise quality and how the structures, so a lot of the existing structures that the tunnel's going to go underneath, how they're going to behave. So they need a year's worth of baseline monitoring, and that's where we come in to fit all that equipment.
Gotcha. Is there geographical surveys and that stuff being done now? So
yeah, all the topo surveys.
That's done.
A lot of archaeological surveys and a lot of sort of utilities trenches and all that sort of stuff.
So I remember seeing them off the M25 doing them last year. Yeah, that's the geotechnics, is that what they call it? But where did your career then start in the construction world?
So 1998.
Yeah.
I started a civil engineering degree at Exeter University.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
My brother-in-law there.
Yeah. Graduated 2002.
Yeah.
And I got a job with Balfour Beatty Rail.
Cool.
Worked on various projects with Balfour Beatty Rail as an engineer. Then moved up to project manager across the southeast on Network Rail, London Underground, TfL, Heathrow Airport, did the extensions to Heathrow Airport. And then 2016 I got asked to go to Whitechapel Station for Crossrail for a 6-month secondment and ended up staying for 6 years.
Did you really? Yeah.
Went to Whitechapel where we built the station that connects the Elizabeth line with the District line and London Overground. Yep. Started off as section manager and ended up as project director there.
That was a big job in itself, wasn't it? I remember hearing about Whitechapel I think before I went on there. Crossrail was just the angular side. Obviously, it wasn't hot. It was a completely different job to that. But I think Whitechapel was going on both ends of that job, wasn't it? It was going for a while. Yeah,
so Whitechapel was a 10-year project. Yeah, the whole of the Elizabeth line is just incredible.
Yeah.
The architecture, the systems, and they did say they've built it for the next 120 years, and I believe that. It's absolutely amazing. Every station I've been to, the rail system is phenomenal.
I didn't really think it would serve me, being out in Essex already, because I can get to Liverpool Street quite easy, but now I get off at if I want to go to West London, get off at Stratford and Elizabeth line to Bond Street or Paddington in a matter of minutes, really. It's brilliant.
You've been on it once.
I was quite impressed. I went on there when it first opened and I was like, is this really what it's about? And then I went in there quite judgmental, I think, in my head. And then actually when I went back and before I thought about it, subconsciously went on it, I thought, this is actually really, really good actually, isn't it? And it's smart as well,
Yeah.
I got off there the other way, went on the Northern line, straight off of there, and that was literally going back. It was literally going, I felt like I stepped from 1910 to 3000 sort of thing into the future, isn't it? But
just think of the number of people who worked on it. 10,000 people worked on it.
Oh, did they? Yeah.
And just what a gift, isn't it?
It is cool, isn't it?
It makes such a difference.
Yeah.
There's just such a difference between like the Elizabeth line and the old lines, like the Northern line of Bakerloo line was no space for
aircon.
It's got aircon. You can breathe. It's great. It's really good.
When the Queen passed away, And then then the Elizabeth flight, obviously. And I said to my family, I've played my bit for the Queen's history and all that. And then I said to the lads that work there, they went, you sat in your van for 5 years. I sat in it well. I sat in it really well. We put some trough routes, managed some trough routes being put in, shall we say. But no, that's, I think, the other thing with construction, that you play a part in history in a way, don't you?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and you obviously have the Crossrail. And the Lower Thames crossing one will be good, though, won't it? Hopefully Balfour's will be part of it, and it has to push with it. Yeah, you're looking that way, and we're trying to be.
Hope so. Yeah, no, that's a biggie. That's a £1.5 billion job at least.
Is it? Yeah.
3 sections. It's been let in 3 sections. So Northern Roads, the tunnel, and then the Kent Roads. So
yeah.
But yeah, aggressive construction programme. There'll be a hell of a lot of work to do in a short space of time.
Pressure, and that's where.
And I'm fed up of crossing the M25 Dartford Bridge and getting stuck up on all the delays. So sooner the better for me.
Yeah, we had a lorry broke down, 2 lanes shut on the bridge today on the way here. We wasn't in the CAF waiting, just delaying today, I promise you. We were literally stuck in traffic. As soon as we come off the junction, locked up and then just stuck. It was an absolute nightmare. But I always remember, especially with work, if I've been in Chelmsford based, if anyone said, do you want to work anywhere in London, I'd say, yeah, as long as I don't go over Dartford Bridge. I'd go all the way around to Heathrow North if I have to. Just don't give me a job when I have to go over the bridge, because it adds everything to it.
It's a lottery.
It is, you're bang on. I was saying that stress programme and all that pressure, you guys obviously see it, and the guys at the ground, we noticed that, and I mentioned it earlier, that I see it all the time. In a lot of people I think at the bottom industry, that it's the senior people at the top, and I think every different role thinks they're the only people getting pressure on them. And I did, from a ground worker. I was like, the people at the top don't realise the pressure we're on, and then it's only now in this world that I can see every single level. There's so much pressure in, but you obviously see that firsthand as well, didn't you, from the client?
Yeah, 100%.
And senior Bodsmith and Balfour, I suppose, isn't it? And then you've got to try and ease the pressure, but retain pressure in a way. Do you find it tough, the balance?
So I've worked on good projects and bad projects, and the best projects that I've been involved with is where everything is set up for the guy who's putting the work in the ground, right? Yeah. So everything is in place for that person to go and assemble, manufacture or install what they need to do. Yeah. And all of the thinking has been done. Yeah. All of the planning has been done. They understand what could go wrong, and they're clear, if something goes wrong, this is the action that we take. Yeah. Things don't always go right, but having a mechanism and having that understanding of, actually, we'll stop, we'll take it back and actually think about the risks and then move on from there. Yeah. I've been on projects where somebody wants something doing one way in an organisation, in a client organisation or in a contracting organisation, and it's down to opinion. He wants it done this way, he wants it done this way, and you're just bouncing between the two. And that uncertainty creates panic. Yeah. So having a plan, sticking to the plan, but also having a way to assess things if they change, or understand what the impacts are if they change. It's not fair that we send out guys who actually in terrible weather, working overnight. It's not fair that we expect them to do that thinking on the spot, where that should have been done 6 months ago, should have been done a year ago in a design. And why should we put up with it? Yeah. And that's the thing, I had it as well. So bad management sides of it, but you end up, the guys on the ground, they get negged out with the job in the end, don't they? It just creates negativity everywhere in the end. Yeah. You just think, like you say, if you can nail it at the start and make life easy for everyone. These guys are the professionals. Yeah. These guys are the consummate professionals who are out here 7 o'clock every morning, working through to 5, 6 o'clock, whenever it gets dark, right? Yeah. Some of the guys in the office, they haven't got a patch on the guys out on the site. Yeah. They're the ones who need to be listening to the guy with the experience who's been out there with a shovel. Yeah. He knows what could go wrong. He knows how things get put together. He can picture it. If you can picture a job in your mind, and you've got the team who are going to build it on board, the supervisor, the foreman, frontline supervisor, he understands how he's going to build it before he goes out there. He's done it hundreds of times before, or if he hasn't, he can practice it. He can think it through in his mind. Spending time early on to figure out how you're going to put something together, install something, build something, is money well spent in my eyes. Definitely, as I remember doing, actually, when you look at something you're not too sure, and then you go to bed that night and you're just thinking about the smallest
literally if bolts with a line in the morning, you think, would it? And so all those people go home at 5 o'clock, even though they might just be guys on the ground, they are in their head thinking, tomorrow I've got to...
Yeah.
Half the time, half the jobs you go to, how am I going to show I can do this? And you think, I can do it, you just got to think about it. There's a lot more thinking to it than just muscle, isn't there, really? So
it's where you get the little teams. I know when the project's working well, where I've got an engineer and a supervisor working well together.
Yeah.
I've got a construction manager and a works manager working well together. Yeah?
Yeah.
You create those little teams. The technical side, they're sharing information up and down. And then the operations side, the guys who make things happen, they're sharing the information. You create those little partnerships,
Teamwork.
Those little pods, like you have in rugby, the pods that you get, and things will go smooth. They also cover each other's asses then as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it support each other going forward, don't they? Because when they go to the next job, they all look after each other and everyone goes round together. And that's why I said that relationship, the bond. And I always remember it was one big job, again on cross routes at Shenfield, DSB Civil Engineering. And they were just a team of 5 guys, all from Cumbria. And they all knew each other's jobs inside out. They all had machine tickets. They all could steel fix. They all could chippy shutter. All that. But then each one of them was a specialist in each one. But they literally they were the best thing you'd ever seen. They were such like clockwork. It was literally a mechanism just moved, and they delivered a job, I think, ahead of schedule. And they just knew each other inside out, and they were brilliant actually. And that's I think the whole teamwork isn't just in a sporting environment, is it? If you can get that
100%,
in a work one, hopefully with construction sport, we can try and highlight a little bit. Yeah, so sport can help us. It's not just a kickabout.
But it's challenge as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes people lose motivation. Like if I lose motivation, what's the consequences? Like the team aren't going to perform. We're going to lose money, right? Individual engineers or individual people can lose motivation for a day, and there's not really much. What the consequences aren't that great. But I will always be more motivated if I know that I'm working in partnership with somebody or within a group of team. I feel responsible, and if I see somebody failing or somebody who's not, standing up to my expectations, I'll pull them up on it. And it's fine, you do that because you're mates. Because you got that healthy challenge. Come on, Steve, pull your socks up. Get your ass out here now.
But then it also shows if there could be other issues, isn't there? At the same time, you know straight away, don't you? You know if that person's not doing what they're capable of doing, then flag it up, innit? Because there could be something.
There could be an underlying issue. It could be just that they've had a massive weekend and they've got the paranoia and the fear going on.
Yeah.
Or, worst case, there could be something serious going on at home.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing, is building those relationships, understanding each other, and knowing when somebody's got
and that's
the paranoia.
Again, it comes down to the team and knowing your team, isn't it? Because we used to, other jobs as well, I remember, you'd almost get stuck into different groups every week. You'd be like, can you just keep us the same ones together? Like, it's not because we're having a jolly off, we're having it off. Well, we are trying to. But it'd be like, we're doing well here, we're delivering, can you just keep us together? And then they'd keep changing, stop changing us around. It's like, we're not just individuals, we can be a team here. But no, pleasure. Well, I'll release you back to the rain. You can get out there. We're back to the office.
Steve. Brilliant.
Thank you very much for all your help.
Thanks for everything that you do with construction sport. Brilliant.
No, thank you for supporting. It's a team effort, shall we say. But Atul Jewitt. Oh, come on. Atul Jewitt, project director of Balfour Beatty. Thank you, over and out. Back of the van.